Hello friends, and welcome to another chapter of job search strategies. So in last chapter we saw basically what is job search and how do we define job search. So in this next module we are going to have a look at steps of an ideal job search. Right. So in this chapter we will have a look at what are the various steps that are involved. So first thing first, if we look at the steps involved in job search, then ideally there are 6 steps, right? Self-assessment that we have already, I have briefed you about. Understand the job market, research and identify potential employer, create a job search toolkit, build professional network, and establish a record keeping system, right? So these are the 6 steps basically involved. So now if we look at the first step, that is the self-assessment, then first thing what you need to do is clarify your self knowledge, consider personal factors, and clarify what you do or what you want to do, right? So I have recommended that you know yourself. That is basically in earlier I have discussed about the SWOT analysis, strength, weakness, opportunity and threats, and I have also shared with you, or I will be sharing with you one personality development assessment toolkit which will give you what kind of personality you are. You are introvert personality, you are extrovert personality, you are a thinking type, or you are a random decision taking type, right? So this will basically help you to assess, and that entire test will also give you what kind of personality you are, and then it will give you a report, and it also recommend what kind of career options that you can take, right? So the first thing is that self-assessment that we have discussed, and I will be giving you some sheets over there, so you can take your assessment, and based on your strength and weaknesses you can know yourself, that what you are best capable of doing, and what you can do very well and what you cannot do very well, and what are the areas of improvement that are available to you, right? So have this kind of brief self-assessment. So clarify your values, clarify your interest, what kind of positions that you are going to like, or you like to get engaged into, what kind of work activities, and what kind of skill sets you have. So if you have technical skills, you have soft skills, how to develop, say for example, say problem solving skills or decision making skills, or if you lack at leadership skills. So these kind of skill set we have included in our development section. So all the skill sets will be available to you in terms of trainings and modules, and you can get yourself assessed over there also, or you will have some potential knowledge about it, right? So these are some things that you can take notes of, means if you have habit of taking notes, or otherwise you can again visit this lecture and take notes, right? So I would suggest you take notes. If you have some pen or paper, pencil along with you, then just make bullet points out of this, and it will help you to assess yourself. All right. So consider the personal factors that are getting involved. So what kind of employment preference you would like, how many day or night shift. Means normally this is for people who are into metros. So normally people from metros who are used to say 5 days of working, when they move to tier 2 cities, the companies are good, right? But a multinational is having a tier 2 in a tier 2 city, they don't have say Saturday Sunday off, they are 6 days of working, or maybe second and fourth Saturdays off, and people say, oh no, yeah, apne se kaam nahi hoga, we are used to 5 days of working, right? Maybe there may be some travel limitations that you can consider, that you won't be traveling more than 40 kilometers or 30 kilometers per day, it may exhaust you. So physical demands, there is a family situation. So these kind of things that you need to consider while assessing yourself. So based on these kind of criteria, you can find similar kind of companies. And the third is that what do you want to do? So based on your skills and interest and the values that you have, what kind of job families, what kind of work settings, what kind of titles would interest you. Many times I have seen that people wanted to join multinational companies, but they were having some fancy titles in their earlier companies because these companies were very traditionally managed and the private sector companies. So they were having fancy designations. And when you go to a multinational companies, they are normally having flat structures, they have flat hierarchies, and they don't give that much fancy designation unless and until you are at top. So maybe a branch manager in one bank is known as vice president, is at the level of vice president, and the same individual, if he comes to a multinational setup kind of thing, then maybe he can become a manager and nothing more than that, or even assistant manager, right? So that is the difference. So all these things you need to consider, right? So the next step is understand the job market, right? So understanding the job market, there are two type of job markets. One is the visible job market, which is means the online portals where you get many what you can say advertise of jobs and newspapers and classifieds and whatnot. And hidden job market is basically the job market where the positions are filled up internally, right? So if you look at these two things, that this includes that all the job opportunities, as I told you, visible job markets are those jobs where all opportunities that are posted on various medias, right, like newspaper, internet job posting, social media. And hidden job market is where the internally posted with reference and with some colleagues and networking, this kind of positions are filled up, correct? So if you see, then these hidden job markets are having better possibility or potential because they normally, the job opportunity is the highest over there. The number is highest over there because many jobs, see, normally what happens is that many a times people or companies now prefer, as a part of their cost cutting, they don't refer to consultants, they don't refer to job portals, they float schemes like referral schemes for employees, and instead of giving one salary to the consultant, they would prefer giving half salary to their employees, which also makes them motivate to recommend people and bring in good talent, and in other way they become the brand ambassador, and the organization or company's branding is also done, right? So under that circumstances, this hidden job market has more potential. When we are looking for job, be sure we tap both the markets. Means I know obviously you must be tapping, but then the hidden job market is having much more potential. So it's like it's 20-80 ratio kind of thing, that 80 to 85% jobs are not posted on any media, right? So you can consider these things as one of the potential what you can say highest potential having job market. So hidden is one thing we will tap, and I will show you strategies how to go about it, right? The third step is research and identify potential employer. Yes, in my every earlier lecture I have talked about research and research. Once you have the knowledge of the job market, the next target is to identify which companies I want to work with and gather about them. I want to work with Reliance, Tatas, Birlas, L&Ts, Adanis, ICICI, HDFC and whatnot. Means whatever sector you are in, you just identify the top employers and start getting information, start getting research. So the question is how do you do that, right? So let's have a look into it. So have some informational interviews, right? Contact individuals from that industry or organization, and I told you can bring them from LinkedIn. I told you those strategies, right? Then attend career fairs. Many of these kind of companies do go to job fairs and career fairs where they brand themselves. The idea is just to brand themselves, not to hire somebody, and still they do it, so you can get information and all the relevant documents from there. You can join some associations, professional networking firm associations, and attend the meetings and get in touch with the people who come and represent the companies. Right? Social media, the most powerful media of is from where you can get all the information. And volunteering, the goal of volunteering is simply to learn about the industry and related experiences. So many times people go to industry, these kind of organizations, attend their camps and all these things, so they get quite a bit handful of information. Right? So as I was talking about the social media action plan in my workshop presentation, so LinkedIn is one thing that you need to get on right now if you are not, and if you are, then you need to start be actively on LinkedIn. So remember one thing, guys, if you are looking for a job and if you are really serious about it, spend more time on LinkedIn than Insta and Facebook. And I would like to make one point here very clear. If 1.5 GB per day or 2 GB per day is less for you, then you are in a serious trouble. Understand this thing, right? Provided that is used on, that 1.5 is used on Facebook, Insta, YouTube, other social media activities, right? So if you are utilizing that on LinkedIn, 1.5 GB on LinkedIn, bingo, you are on right track, right? So these are the social media channels. I know you people are quite smart and you know all these things, so I will not brief you much more about it. Let's get into the fourth step. Create a job search toolkit. I have been talking about this in earlier guide also. I have talked about, so that we have seen what kind of what things you need to have. You need to have a cover letter and a resume, a business card, and social media profile. We have talked about the cover letters. We have also talked about the resumes, right? Business card is one of the things that you can have even if you are not employed, but you can have your business card. There is nothing wrong in it. So I had prepared my own business card when I was in college during my master's degree, and I wrote my name on it. I wrote my telephone number, I wrote my email, and I wrote my qualification that I am doing this pursuing, and then after that I'm Masters of Labor Welfare. And then I used to send, along with my resume, I also used to send my business card. So that gives an impression, and make sure that business cards are professionally crafted and very well maintained. Right? And social media, you know, you need to have all those profiles very well. Right? So resume and cover letters that we have discussed. So remember one thing, that your employer will have only 15 to 30 seconds to decide on your application, right? And whether they should invite you for an interview or not. So make sure that your cover letter and resumes are professionally maintained. Business card, I told you can have, right? Or even if you are in college or even if you are pursuing, then you can have your own business cards. Even now card app, there is one digital business cards are also available, so you can utilize those business cards if you don't want to go into expenses of printing physical business cards. So, and they are very much eco-friendly. There is very much less waste of paper of business cards, right? So now next is that how you can use LinkedIn. Create a LinkedIn profile that allows you to market your skills and relevant contacts, right? Ask your contacts to recommend you whether you have done internship or whether you have done some projects or you have worked with some companies. Ask your past boss to recommend you. So normally what happens that whenever you apply for a job and in your resume, if you mention your LinkedIn profile, so employers normally do go and check your LinkedIn profile. So if they find some positive recommendations and responses to your timeline, on your timelines, and then definitely it will be an asset for you. So you can ask for recommendations, you can ask for your colleagues, your subordinates, your bosses, किसी से भी पूछ सकते हो अगर. और and mind well this, everybody gives you positive reviews, so remember one thing, that it should not be too much sugar coated also. So may ask them to give them very much genuine and righteous recommendations and feedback, right? Facebook and personal websites you can have as such, bloggers and blogs and blog spots and all, everything is there. You can have your online resumes, you can have your video resumes also, you can have your YouTube profile also. You can upload some videos on YouTube and share the link with your employer to demonstrate your communication and presentation and skills and abilities and knowledge, what kind of personality you are. You can share the link on mention in your resume. So if employer wants to see you before calling you for interview, then that's a fair chance he would visit your YouTube profile and he could what kind of personality you are and how you are. So before taking a decision, before calling you for interview, he will just have a look, and if it is impressed, yes, bingo, you got an interview call. Fourth step about this is creating this social media job search and do's and don'ts, right? Create your online presence, be consistent, Google yourself. Have you seen the Wanted movie, Wanted of Angelina Jolie, right? So the guy who was hero, he always used to Google his name, and no results found for this name. So try to find out your name on Google and make sure that there are no any negative comments or negative profiling has not been done, and make sure that your profile comes out to be positive, because normally employers do try to, what you can say, Google your name and see what kind of in which kind of searches or on what kind of website your name is highlighted. So based on that, your social profile will also be judged, which I definitely think that you would like to have that positive impact and not a negative impact. And keep it professional. Your email address, your Facebook profile should look professional, your email should be professional. I've seen many people using rocky57@gmail.com and then they send it to your employer. It's not working. It won't work, man. It won't work. So the fifth step is build professional network. We need to unlock some few answers to this question. What is networking? Who is in my network? What should I say? Keep track, following up. Right. So we will have a look at it. That basically networking is the process of building professional relationship with like-minded members of fraternity of your own field or industry, right? So meeting and speaking with people in your industry can help you to look at potential job leads and provide useful information on the career you are looking to pursue. So that will basically help you. So what you should say in your brief 30-second information is that your name, education, target, skills and abilities, right? See, employers are very much time pressed and they don't want to hear, so they only want to know what you are capable of and what you can do, right? Keep track of your contacts. If they have recommended some job, keep track of them, right? And keep following up with them. I have also told you how to do follow-ups. So once you get in touch with somebody, then don't nag him, but keep a genuine follow-up strategies. If you see the last step, then establish a record keeping system that is normally available on these websites. So what you can have is that you can make an Excel sheet if you want, if you are not that much tech savvy, and employers contacted, letters sent, and what is the company literature that you have got, what are the responses that you have received, how much follow-up is needed, and you can add few more, that what was the interview date, and you can even add what was the reason for rejection and what was the reason of selection. So you can have this kind of track record maintained in Excel and all these things. So that will give you ratio that इतना companies में मैंने apply किया था, इतने में call आया, इतने में shortlist हुआ, इतने में से response नहीं आया, likewise. So that will help you to improve your strategies on the go, right? So do some analysis and do some data analytics. So you will come to know that how to improvise your strategies, what is working, what is not working. So why did I got shortlisted over here, why I was not shortlisted over there. So give some thought to it, and eventually you will be able to improvise. Alright friends, this brings us to the end of this lecture. So we have seen what are the steps involved and how to go about it. The more important thing is that I can give you information, I can give you knowledge. The critical part is that how you implement the strategy, or how you devise the strategy, that is more important. So just in case if you require my help, any support is required, you can mail me, or you can text me in your comment box. I will be more than happy to help you. Right friends, see you in next chapter. Till then, happy job hunting.